In the palace of the heart where freedom breathes, love is born not from command but from dreams. No chain can hold what the soul must choose.
No law of elders can force a muse.
The stars weep when hearts are tied in fear, when vows are made but the truth isn't near.
The Munides bend the desert sand,
as silence replaces the touch of hand. Fazza once stood by a window's light,
watching a bride cry deep in the night.
Her mehndi still wet, her smile undone. Her life was caged though the wedding begun. He whispered softly to the winds of fate,
why must love always come too late?
Why do fathers decide the soul's decree, when God made hearts to be wild and free? He saw her veil fall upon the floor, a symbol of chains she could not ignore. She was dressed in gold, yet felt so cold, trapped in a story that had grown too old. Love cannot bloom where freedom dies. It cannot rise under watchful eyes. It cannot grow in a fearful chest, nor can it smile where pain is dressed. In the royal court decisions were made, but no one heard the heart's parade. The girl was silent, her dreams turned stone, and she was wed to a man unknown. He had wealth, he had command, but love was not in his gentle hand. He spoke of honor, of family name, but never once did he feel her pain. The doves outside refused to sing. The night itself lost its wing. The bride looked up, her tears unshown, and whispered softly, I'm not his own. Sheikh Hamdan rode through the morning hue, thinking of hearts that never knew
the power of choice, the beauty of trust,
how souls can turn from love to dust. He wrote upon the desert air a poem of truth, sincere and rare. Marriage should be where love resides, not a cage where the spirit hides. He spoke of girls whose laughter fades, of young hearts lost in family trades, of names exchanged like pieces of land, of blessings forced by a father's hand. He said, a woman is not a gift to give. She's a soul that deserves to live. She's not a contract, signed in haste, nor a jewel to decorate with taste. The stars leaned closer to hear his rhyme. His words defied the test of time, because he knew, from palace to plain, that forced love always ends in pain. He told the world that feelings bloom only where freedom clears the room,
where eyes meet eyes without disguise,
and both hearts whisper their replies. There was once a girl in the village near. Her heart belonged to someone dear, but her father chose another man, a stranger's son with a cruel plan. She pleaded softly, please, not him. My dreams grow dark, my soul grows dim. But no one listened, the drums still played.
As tears fell down where blessings led.
She was wed beneath the evening star. Her lover watched from afar. He clenched his fists, his heart was torn. As her smile broke, her hope forlorn. In Fazza's words, that pain took form, a tale of love against the norm. He wrote, what use is honor's pride, when hearts must bleed and love must hide? He said, let marriages bloom like spring.
Let joy, not duty, wear the ring. Let lovers meet beneath a less sky, where truth is pure and hearts don't lie.
The world applauded his noble plea, but still, in silence pain would be. Still fathers ruled and mothers sighed. Still brides in gold quietly cried. He prayed at dawn for every tear, for every soul consumed by fear. He asked Allah to break the chain that turns true love into silent pain. He said, we are not owners of fate. We cannot choose whom hearts create. We can only bless what's meant to be,
not force the waves upon the sea.
The desert wind carried his sound, across the dunes, across the ground. It reached the tents, it reached the halls. It echoed softly through palace walls. He rode his horse through twilight red, with thoughts of all the tears unshed. He saw in stars each girl's lament,
1,000 souls in sorrow spent.
One bride wrote poems in her pain, lines of loss in sweet refrain. She wrote, I love, but cannot stay. They took my choice, my dream away. Her groom was kind, but never near. He spoke in tones she did not hear. Their house was gold, their hearts were dust, their life a play without true trust. Sheikh Hamdan heard her verses sung by women old and poets young. He vowed to speak though kings grew still. He vowed to voice the silenced will. He said, no marriage built by force can ever walk a lasting course.
Love is a bird that must be free,
not tied to roots unwillingly. He told of hearts that learned too late that love cannot be legislated by fate. He told of brides who smiled in pain and grooms who never loved again. In the court of truth, he took his stand, a poet's soul, a leader's hand. He wrote his decree on heaven's scroll. Let no man steal another's soul. He spoke to fathers, mothers, kin. Do not bury love within. Let your daughters laugh and choose.
Let not your honor make them lose.
He looked to the sky and whispered deep. Forced marriages, their vows can't keep. They may begin with pomp and song, but end in silence, tears, and wrong. In every verse, his heart did bleed, for every life that love did need. He saw in each unwilling bride a story God could not abide. He wrote, to love is divine command, not by coercion, not by hand. Let souls unite when both are sure, for only then the bond is pure. The morning broke upon his pen. He wrote for women, he wrote for men. He wrote for all whose lives were bent by customs cruel, by time misspent. He said, tradition must evolve. The heart's desire must be involved. No forced union can bring peace.
Only freedom grants release.
The sun rose high upon his thought. The world heard wisdom pain had taught. But still, the winds of old remain. Still girls are bound in unseen chains. Fazza stood on the palace stair, watching the dawn with solemn care. He prayed that one day love would reign, and never bow to human chain. He turned his gaze to the distant shore, where cries of silence echoed. More. He felt their ache, their muted song, of broken vows and rights gone wrong. And thus he vowed before the skies, to write until the tears would rise, to tell the world in gentle creed, forced marriages do not succeed. He spoke to brides in whispered tone. You are not meant to stand alone. Fight for love, not fear's decree. Your heart is yours, let it be free. He saw in dreams a golden field, where hearts once torn began to heal, where laughter bloomed, where eyes met eyes, and truth replaced 1,000 lies. For love that's forced is love that dies. It cannot live beneath disguise. It may endure in name and form, but never weathers passion's storm. In every verse he wove his plea, a tapestry of destiny, that men and women, young and old, would let true love their stories hold. And so, beneath the desert's fire, he sang of hearts and their desire, of freedom's gift, of choice divine, of love that's pure, unbound by time. He said, the pain of one bride's tear should move the world to draw near. For every girl denied her say, 1,000 stars fall away. The sun descended with golden flame, yet hearts in chains still bore the same. The veil of sorrow did not lift, for love denied remains a rift. Fazza's pen began again, to soothe the cries of silent pain. He wrote of brides behind closed doors, of souls confined to loveless shores. He said, a ring should bless, not bind. A vow should free, not cage the mind. A smile should bloom from joy within, not hide the scars beneath the skin. He rode through dunes at evening's call. He heard soft sobs behind each wall. Each echo spoke of shattered choice. Each silence begged for a single voice. He whispered to the desert sky, how many must in silence die? How many dreams must turn to sand before the world will understand? 1,000 candles in his soul were lit to heal, to make love whole. He prayed for hearts to find their say, to choose their night, to choose their day. For what is honor without consent? What pride when hearts are discontent? What kind of love is built by fear? when joy itself cannot draw near. He met a bride by the river's bend, her tears unending, without end. She said, "They told me love will grow, but I feel empty, this I know." She looked toward the golden sand, her bangles cold upon her hand. She said, "He tries, but I can't feel. My heart won't bend to this ordeal." Fazza bowed his head in pain, for her truth was pure and plain. He told her, "Child, your soul is right. Love is born from mutual light." He rode away beneath the stars, carrying hearts like battle scars. His words became the wounded's balm, his voice, a revolution's calm. He told his people far and wide, "Do not let fear become your guide. Do not trade your daughter's grace for names, or wealth, or family place." He said, "Let marriages be prayers, not prisons built from social layers. Let them begin in truth's embrace, not under duress or forced disgrace." The desert winds applauded clear. His message echoed far and near. From mountain peaks to city spire, he lit the world with righteous fire. He told the poets, "Use your art to guard the will of every heart, to show the world what pain conceals, and teach them how true love heals." He spoke to youth beneath the moon. "Don't let your hearts be chained too soon. Wait for love that looks your way, not one imposed by what elders say." He spoke to kings with quiet might. Even a ruler must grant right, for no decree can truly stand against the law of heart and hand. In every word his soul did burn, for every tear he could not turn. He felt the ache of every bride, who smiled by force, not love's own tide. One night he dreamed of broken rings, of silent halls where no one sings, of faded henna, of hollow eyes, of broken vows beneath jeweled skies. He woke and wrote with trembling ink, "My people stand upon the brink, for what we call tradition's art is oft a cage around the heart." He urged, "Evolve, O noble land. Let time's new truth now take command. Let daughters rise, let sons respect, let hearts unite in intellect. For marriage is more than a rite or name. It's two souls dancing in the same flame. It's laughter shared, it's tears combined, it's freedom woven and intertwined. No crown, no title, no earthly wealth can bring the heart its truest health. No force, no fear, no parent's plea can plant the seed of love's decree." He saw a man who said with pride, "I chose her life, she is my bride." But Fazza sighed and softly spoke, "A woman's will should not be broke." He said, "A vow made under fear is not a vow that heaven hears. It may be signed before the crowd, but God rejects what's not avowed." And so, his message spread like flame, through poets, women, every name. The mothers wept, the fathers learned. The tide of love had slowly turned. But still, some hearts remained confined by rules too old, too blind, too blind. And Fazza wept beneath the moon, for freedom's dawn to rise soon. He said, "Each girl who bows in tears will haunt her kin for endless years. For every forced and hollow vow will curse the hearts that made it now." He dreamed of children yet unborn, free to love, not bound or torn. He dreamed of brides who laugh and sing, of weddings made from love's pure spring. He dreamed of fathers proud to see their daughters choose their destiny, of mothers smiling with gentle pride, not weeping silently inside. He dreamed of homes where love is law, where hearts unite without a flaw, where peace replaces old command, and joy blooms bright across the land. The stars themselves began to glow, as if to bless what hearts should know. The moon bowed low in heaven's grace, for truth had found its rightful place. He ended his poem with trembling hand, a message carved upon the sand. Let none dictate what hearts believe, for forced marriages do not succeed. He sealed it then with royal crest, a truth eternal, pure, and blessed. And as the dawn arose anew, his words felt holy, deep, and true. He said, "To love is God's own art. You cannot write it on a chart. You cannot buy it, trade, or sell. It lives where honest feelings dwell." He told the youth, "Be brave, be kind. Let choice be free, not confined. For freedom is the truest gift that lets the soul and love uplift." He told the world to stop and see the beauty of equality. For in the eyes of truth and grace, all hearts deserve their rightful place. And those who wed for love's own fire will find their peace, their full desire. But those who wed from fear and shame will walk through life without a flame. For forced love fades, like sand through hand. Cannot grow, it cannot stand. It turns to sorrow, pain, regret. A story all too many forget. So Fazza wrote his final plea, to let all hearts forever be. For only love can heal and lead. Forced marriages do not succeed. The desert winds carried it wide. Across the dunes, across the tide. And somewhere far, a bride took heart. And found the strength to make a start. She ran beneath the moon's soft glow, to find the man she used to know. And when he held her, she was free. As Fazza smiled in memory, the stars rejoiced, the angels cheered. The night grew still, the pain disappeared. For love had conquered old decree, and hearts had found their liberty. He stood beneath the dawn's first light, and whispered, "Now the world feels right. May every girl who dares to plead remember, love is all you need." And thus his poem came to rest upon the hearts it had addressed. A timeless truth, a holy seed. Forced marriages do not succeed.